Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys your spiritual love soul contract reading. So this is going to be based upon a connection that you feel with another person where you just feel like there is great significance on a particular lesson, upon meeting them. Maybe they have inspired your greatest healing or just really inspired you in ways that you never thought possible in this lifetime. So it's a very important connection. And we're going to dive in and see what you and this person are learning and how you have affected their life. So I do tend to channel for those that are experiencing either a separation or challenge in their connection. So please keep that in mind and only take what resonates for you. So we're going to do some of this reading here on this channel, and then about halfway through, we're going to shift over onto the extended version. So I'll put that link down below in the description box, as well as all the decks I'll be using here today and today's organites, which are called the Archangel Azrael Nude, as well as the Divine Feminine Nude, created by Michelle from Bell's Wing and Bell. So let's get into it. We're going to take a look and see your past story and timeline with this person, okay? So let's get some details on your love story with this person, your past timeline with them. This is called the Practical Witch Oracle cards, which is kind of interesting. I just felt guided to use this for this portion. So let's see how it turns out. All right, what is your past story and timeline with this person? Ooh, we have ground yourself, Lady of Earth. So what I'm getting here, you guys, is obviously you were meant to meet this person in this particular lifetime. There was something very grounded about the situation. So it might have been that when you guys met each other, it just felt so natural. It almost felt effortless, right? We have this owl that she's holding here. And for me, that is intuition. So it might have been that our third eye chakra was just open. We were just feeling it. Also, we have all this green energy. So I'm getting that heart chakra as well. So it's like the heart chakra and the third eye chakra were just freaking ignited. And it just opened, cracked open almost in a way. And I feel like that, of course, is spiritual love. So it's interesting that that is really the focus of today's reading, is your spiritual love soul contract. So to me, this is a spiritual experience for sure. And it is meant to really teach you something, a very valuable lesson in this particular lifetime. So if you felt like, you met this person on accident, I don't think you probably feel that way, or else you wouldn't be watching this reading. But it was definitely not by accident. You were meant to meet each other, okay? So let's go ahead and see what else. What else is the past story and timeline of your connection with this person? This is called Healers of the Earth Oracle. All right, what else was the energy here of your past story and timeline together? Oh my gosh, wow. Okay. This is meeting your twin. Like attracts like, kindred spirit mirror. Ooh, so we are getting a little bit of a confirmation here for those of you that might see this person as your twin, like a twin flame, your divine counterpart, a kindred spirit. Labels don't really matter, but this is telling me here that this is a spiritual love connection. It's a higher love connection. So you definitely came in, your lives entwined for a reason. You met this person and it really sparked a lot of stuff in you. And I feel like in ways that maybe neither of you were grounded. Like maybe you weren't grounded in who you truly were as a person. Maybe your person wasn't either. So what this did is it awakened these parts of you, and it reminded of you of who you truly were. And so obviously if something could have happened here where you guys fell apart, went your own separate ways, what I'm getting though is that this particular journey, what it did is it was a journey of the self. So it's like you come together, you meet your twin, you meet your counterpart, and if you do go into a physical separation, what it leaves you with is this real inspiration to want to heal and to work on yourself more than you ever have before with any other person. So I definitely feel like this is a get your shit together type of lighting a firecracker under your butt type of connection. Okay, so if that seems like that's your vibe with this person, I'm definitely tapped into your connection. All right, this right here is called the Modern Love Tarot. Let's go ahead and see what else here. So your past story and timeline with this person, it's fated, two people coming together, meeting your mirror counterpart twin, like attracts like. Okay, let's see what else. Wow, with the Nine of Pentacles. But you know what? There's significance on not being self-fulfilled, because the Nine of Pentacles is a card where we don't necessarily need another person to complete us. We feel whole and complete on our own. I feel like this was really lacking in one of you or both of you. Okay, so just take it how it resonates for you, because meeting this person, you see something in them that you're really attracted to, that you might really want for yourself. And so it really inspires you to want to grow and to heal and to be the best version of you. But sometimes the Nine of Pentacles can indicate a single energy, meaning that a part of your journey may be solo. It may be that you meet each other, but you're not necessarily meant to be together as a couple or in union, all the way through. It may be that there is a temporary separation and then a coming back together. But I feel like you guys are meant to go, or were meant to go down solo paths to really work on yourselves. So it's like you came, you saw something in each other, and seeing something in each other, especially if you're not grounded, could trigger you severely and cause you to want to run away from each other. So this could have happened as well. So let's go ahead and get another detail on that. We have two. Ooh, here it is. Five of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords, I'm going to do masculine and feminine energy. So the Queen to me in the tarot is the feminine. I feel like the Queen of Swords, this is you very much. Perhaps you could be someone who's very sharp with your words or very quick to cut people out. Now, this could be from previous wounds. So if you were ungrounded or had a lot of shadow work to do, it could be meeting this person really brought up a lot of this trauma, okay, for you to work out. But we do have the Five of Wands, and the Five of Wands means there's a struggle here. There's a struggle between two people, right? So I do feel like the feminine was definitely challenged by some sort of behavior of the masculine. You can see here the feminine looks very calm and this masculine looks very aggressive. This is not to say that masculine, energy is aggressive, but masculine nature could be a little bit more demonstrative, you know what I'm saying? So there could be something that, did you take the bait? Did you react to this? Did you react to something that maybe you're not proud of? Did it kind of cause you to come unglued? So I just feel like she's obviously packing her bags and leaving the situation. There could have been some sort of behavior on this masculine's part to kind of push you to have to stand up for yourself, to use your words, to speak your truth. Now, if that did not happen, there could be a lot of unfinished business and a lot of unresolved stuff that you're currently working on right now, Divine Feminine. So it just kind of depends on what the situation is. But that's very interesting. So please just take what resonates. So let's go ahead and continue. So what else is the past story and timeline with this person? I feel like you guys definitely came together, but there was like this, not immediate, but if you weren't grounded, there was something here where you guys were able to really get in each other's heads and create a reaction. Oh, look at this, overwhelming energy. And that's masculine energy right there. So this is the thing. This to me is kind of like, I got a piece of fuzz on my nail polish there. This to me is kind of like the temperance energy. Whatever is out of balance, whatever is out of whack, it is going to get balanced out when dealing with your person, your twin, your counterpart, your kindred spirit, your mirror. It's going to get, like, shit's going to get heated. Shit's going to get real before it calms down. You can see here all of this energy, this fiery kind of energy. But to me, this is like that solar plexus chakra. So we got a lot of chakra energy coming through here. The solar plexus chakra is all about our confidence, our inner power, who we are. If we're not really grounded in that energy and knowing who we are and centered in who we are, then what's going to happen is we're going to look to be completed from other things, other people. And that normally doesn't work out, because if we don't really have that strength coming from within, we're only going to be disappointed when that source kind of dries up or when that person isn't acting the way we want them to act. So I feel like there could be this sense of someone looking at someone else for relief or for comfort or for, like a fill me up. fuel me up with something. And then when someone fails to deliver, then this other person feels imbalanced and feels out of whack. So we have the keyword overwhelm. This is a very overwhelming energy. It's a very overwhelming experience for sure. But whatever was not in balance, whatever was not balanced, whatever was out of whack and not grounded, it's almost like this got completely unearthed. You know, you got completely unearthed with this connection, and everything that you may have been pushing down, not dealing with or hiding from, came up with this meeting, came up with your person. And remember, you guys, this is both of you. This is both of you having this type of experience. All right, let's see what else. Oh my gosh, look at this. Black Swan. So the black swan in my charms means unpredictability, okay? So it's like very unpredictable energy here. It's unforeseen. It's just, it's surprising things that are unpredictable. So the thing is, I feel like whatever got drudged up, whatever came up, it was kind of, you can't really predict what's going to happen next. It's kind of like it's up in the air now. And I feel like that might have been your connection. A bunch of stuff happened, and then a lot of things were just maybe left up in the air. Maybe even unfinished, or like unfinished here, unfinished business, unfinished words, a lack of words, somebody not being able to say what they wanted to say, leaving things kind of up in the air is what I'm seeing here with this. Okay, 2 again. Ooh, the moon. Okay. And you want to talk about a card of overwhelm? That's the 10 of Wands. So we have this moon energy, which is very much about our fears. It's also about the unknown and a mystery. It's about our emotions. You can see here, it looks like a feminine is laying there. She has her hands on her heart. She's feeling very emotional. She doesn't know what's going to happen. She feels very overwhelmed by her emotions, but this could also be this masculine feeling very overwhelmed by the circumstances or whatever. So it's kind of like, because things have gotten so intense or out of hand. So I don't know if it was quickly, but just out of hand. It may be that people decided that they needed a break from this energy because it was just too intense. It was just too much. It's too heavy. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. So we have Queens coming up, and this is telling me, plus the moon energy, that's feminine. I'm not saying that this entire connection was designed to help you, but there is something about you getting grounded. There is something about you achieving the 9 of Pentacles, divine feminine, if you're the person watching the video, which is the majority of my audience. So I feel like I can speak to you. But I definitely feel like this particular connection, it came into your world. In a way, it turned you upside down, but now it will be up to you in order to put things back in order. And it will be, so a part of your lesson in this soul connection is to attain the 9 of Pentacles energy, which is to learn to love yourself and to rely on yourself, and not to rely. It's not saying you cannot rely, but it's learning to provide those feelings of security and love within the self first, you know, and then we can come together and experience that with another. So a lot of energy is coming up for you right now, Divine Feminine, but I did gear this reading towards your person, which is going to be the Divine Masculine. So don't worry, we'll get into that stuff too. All right, let's go ahead and get one more. Enchant the everyday autumn magic. There could be something about the season of autumn. I don't know what that means to someone out there. Please only take it if it makes sense to you. But autumn could just be a very special time of year that you connect with this person. But enchant the everyday. This is about throwing magic into your everyday life, really being inspired by this particular connection to want to be the best version of yourself. So immediately what I'm getting for this particular situation for you guys is that obviously you came together. It was very intense, could have been very enchanting, magical, especially in the beginning, but something happened here, and the mirroring or the projection of fears or just not wanting to deal with something. It could have really caused people to want to run away from this because they were overwhelmed or go in another direction. But I feel, feminine, while your energy is so strong here, is because you're here for it. You're here for the lesson. You're here to figure out the deeper meaning behind this encounter. You know that there's something here. You know that there's something for you to learn and achieve, which is why I feel your energy is coming through so strong. All right, let's see what else. Look at this, fantasy. The fact that we have a season coming through, it could be that you and this person were literally only together for like a season or two. It could have been a very short-lived, but it was intense enough to last, like to give you a lasting impression for a lifetime, okay? There was something also very fantasy based here. It took both of you into this dream world where you guys were riding high in the clouds. To me, this is very much the honeymoon phase. So there's something about a short-lived connection, but even though it was short-lived, it was very intense and very magical. So you guys both got caught up into the clouds of this connection, right? But maybe when it came down to bringing it back down to earth, that's where the two of you may have really had issues, whatever you guys didn't work on with your old stuff or whatever issues you guys had with trust or intimacy. I'm just putting it on both people because it could have been both. That seemed to be, and I don't want to say the killer because this is not killed, but it seemed to be a little bit of the demise and the dissolving of the physical interaction between the two of you. Okay. See what else. Yeah, there's the Ten of Swords. Telling you, there's definitely an overwhelming feeling with the Ten of Wands, but this is Ten of Swords, which is a painful ending. Now, the masculines here, the masculine could have ended this connection with you, feminine, or could have pushed you or sabotaged you to step away, okay? But the Ten of Swords is definitely pain. There's a lot of pain with this ending here. Now we have the King of Swords, finally the masculine coming through. He's coming through as the King of Swords. You also came through as the Queen of Swords in the very beginning, remember? So there's counterpart energy. So the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, it doesn't mean that they're not loving. It just means that the way that they're communicating could be what the problem is. It could have been what created the issues or disasters in your connection. There could have been some really hurtful words that were spoken. We could have felt like, we were being truthful, but we weren't really thinking about how that was going to affect the other person. So we weren't really thinking about what we were saying before it left our mouths. It could also be a lack of truth. It could be somebody who's deliberately withholding messages or words or conversations, kind of stonewalling the other person. That could have happened as well. But I feel like the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, they are really focusing on more of their rational and logical kind of thinking rather than their emotions. So I feel like you guys had this phase where it was very emotional and very, very whirlwind, romantic, emotional type of connection. And then it shifts to the Queen and the King of Swords, which are, okay, now that we're kind of coming down off the clouds, what are we going to do now? And I feel like this is where the two of you guys really had a battle here. This is where the problems really started. And we have the Eight of Wands. Feminine, I feel like you wanted to move forward. I do feel like this is you saying, come on to the masculine, let's go. And I just feel like this is something where he decided that he was going to pull away from this connection and not go where you were going. Yeah, we have the Fool. I just feel like you guys were definitely ready to take a leap of faith, but this masculine, for whatever reason, either did not have faith in himself or did not have faith because he felt that, well, it's just a fantasy, it's too good to be true, and decided to put an end to this connection, the Ten of Swords. Because I feel like the King of Swords is the person who's throwing the swords and kind of put the final nail in that coffin between the two of you. So I have no idea if it describes any part of your connection or if there's, any details in that for you, but hopefully there's something in there that resonates for you guys, okay? So let's now go ahead and go into how did you impact each other upon meeting, okay? Let's look at this energy. All right, how did this masculine impact you, Divine Feminine? This is called the Power of Surrender cards. How did this masculine impact you, Divine Feminine? Okay, so we have, passion. Wow. So there's definitely this energy here of lighting your flame, lighting that fire. We also have surrender frustration. So it could be that, you were definitely surrendering to the passion that you felt for this masculine. And maybe you had been frustrated that you wouldn't be able to find someone like this masculine or to experience this type of love or this magic or this type of passion, like I said. And when you met him, it was like, wow, my prayers have been answered. Wow, this really does exist, this kind of love. So that's what I'm seeing with that. Felt like your dreams came true. Yep, definitely joy. So this created passion and joy and happiness and all just the frustration with past partners. You just felt like your ship's finally came in, okay? All right, this is called the Wisdom of the Oracle. What else? Oh yeah, felt very blessed by this connection. Felt very blessed to have met this particular person. That's for sure. Okay. Milk and honey is like, yeah, that is a lot of enjoyment. It doesn't get any nourishing and sweeter than this. So, I mean, you were like basking in this, felt just insane chemistry, insane attraction, felt a lot of joy. You were very, very high when you met this person, is what I'm getting here. High on love, but we do have truth be told. So what I'm getting here, you guys, is that there could have been certain red flags, or there's things that you were hiding yourself, or that you were just not wanting to look at. So you kind of put them to the wayside and you were like, I'll deal with it later. Even though your intuition with the owl, okay, your intuition, your higher self was trying to tell you something, or maybe was trying to nudge you to pay attention to that thing, or that, that thing that your masculine is telling you. And I just feel like because you were so high, you just didn't want to hear it or see something. So it's kind of like being blinded by bliss. Yeah. But see, this is also, how did this impact you? It impacted you to take a good look at yourself. Anything that you were hiding from, Divine Feminine, anywhere where you were being inauthentic with yourself, this masculine and dealing with him brought this out in you. So let's just say, because you were feeling so much passion and bliss and joy, and you didn't want to rain on the parade, let's just say something was said, and instead of speaking your truth, maybe you said you were okay with something when you weren't okay. So that's a form of being inauthentic, is we're not telling our truth. We're afraid we're going to lose someone if we're telling them our truth. So this could be an area where there was a weakness for you, and this masculine may have really kind of pushed something where you gave you an opportunity to do it differently, and maybe you didn't. So there's always a lesson there. Okay, so this is called the Fairy Tarot cards. And we have the Three of Pentacles. So this is surrender to passion, follow your passion. Okay. What I'm also getting, though, with the Three of Pentacles is that this could be career. So how did you impact each other upon meeting? This particular masculine, I feel, pushed you, feminine, to work on areas of yourself that you didn't feel good about. So, when you meet someone and you're just like, wow, I feel like I want to go to the gym, or I want to do this, or I want to do that. That's what this masculine, how he impacted you, is to want to work on yourself. And that's actually a positive. That's a good thing. And we have the Six of Cups. So there's something about this dreamy, I feel like I've known you my whole life, counterpart energy. This can sometimes be regarded to as the soulmate card. It's past life. I feel like I've known you my whole life. And so there's also this, like, I want to be a child again. The world is magical. I believe in magic again. I believe in love again. I feel like this masculine restored something for you, Divine Feminine, because with that frustration card, it may have been you were really bitter. You were really carrying around a lot of wounds. And so when this masculine came in, I feel like there was a little bit of this magical feeling of, oh my gosh, I can believe in love again because I finally found it. So kind of becoming a child again and just reveling in this child kind of fantasy type of energy, very dreamy. Yes, you want to talk about dreams, you want to talk about fantasies, you want to talk about just dreamy. That's the Seven of Cups all the way. But the Seven of Cups is also about procrastination. It means that wherever we're lacking or whatever we need to do, this can be the firecracker under our ass that gets us going. And so I feel like this masculine was meant to come into your life to inspire you, but you may have, and please only take this if it resonates, you may have gotten caught up in the fantasy and the love and the romance and the passion instead of actually applying yourself and doing the work. Okay, that could have happened. So let's now see how you impacted him, Divine Feminine. How did you impact your masculine? Okay, so we have surrender your attachment to results. So this, of course, is about trying to make something happen, holding on too tightly to a desired outcome. This says also sabotage. I did get that indication early on in the reading that this masculine may have sabotaged this connection. Okay, he may have put you up on a pedestal because remember, this magic was a two-way street. You guys were both in this fantasy world, this dreamy like energy of this connection, right? That's like a twin flame type of energy. It feels very magical. You can get carried away. You can also pen your hopes and your dreams on people. You can become very unrealistic with what this person's going to do or what they represent. And so when that person falls off the pedestal or when the fantasy kind of comes crashing down, we may look at the situation and say, hey, maybe I was wrong about this person. So I feel like this masculine had an attachment to you, feminine. The impact that you had upon, the impact that you made upon meeting him, he attached some sort of desire or fantasy to you. He made you into something. And it doesn't mean he made you into something that you weren't, but he put an unrealistic expectation on you in this connection. That's what I'm getting here. All right, so let's go ahead and see what else. Okay, we have surrender to receiving support and love. This could be something here where you really were very supportive and loving and kind to your masculine, and he was not used to this, is what I'm seeing here. He was not used to somebody being this kind and loving, but you were. And so I feel like he put you up on this pedestal because you were so kind and so loving, right? But the thing is, you're only human, so there may have been a time where you couldn't be there for him. Or there could have just been a time where, you know, you acted a little bit differently and then you fell off that pedestal. I don't know why I'm getting that, but that's the vision. Okay, so we have overthinking. Now, the King of Swords can definitely be someone who's in his head, analyzing the situation. I feel like you guys came into the situation and you were open to the experience, but somehow you guys both turned into the queen or the swords people. You turning into the Queen of Swords, masculine turning into the King of Swords. And like I said, they can be very rational in our thinking and trying to overanalyze situations. So that could be the obsessive thinking. There could also be an unhealthy attachment that this masculine made to you, feminine. Maybe he became obsessed on you. Maybe he felt like he needed you too much. And, you know, maybe he felt like if he didn't have you, then he felt like he was really nothing. And that could be very scary to someone that is very used to maybe relying on themselves for all of those things, which of course we should. So I feel like there could have been an unhealthy attachment that this masculine was making, maybe even borderline obsessing about you in this connection, getting in his head, and then it ultimately ended up sabotaging this. Very interesting. All right, what else? We have go the distance. So this masculine really was up to the task, feminine, when he first met you, for sure. He wanted to go the distance. He wanted to be just as good for you as you wanted to be for him. So you inspired this behavior of wanting to do it. Let's go for it. Let's do this. And we have exchanging gifts. He saw you as somebody where you were a good match. Where he was weak, maybe you were strong, and vice versa. So it definitely felt like you were a gift, like he was opening up a present. You were a gift to him. He could have seen you as some sort of like a guardian angel coming to save him from his darkness. I'm getting that. And we have the tribe. Also felt that you guys belonged, felt very familiar with you. That's the tribe energy. Felt like you were a good person for his life at that particular time. Okay. So all those things I feel mirror and match up, but something happened, and we will get into that. Let's go ahead and continue. Oh, there's the devil's energy. Here we go. Somebody gets in their ego. This also can be obsession. Somebody starts to get obsessed. Somebody starts to focus on all the negatives, right? And sometimes this has a way of really, really getting you and leading you down a destructive path. Because it says getting caught up in fear and worry, getting caught up in obsessive thinking, overthinking, worrying about things. This could also be material as well. So if this masculine had some kind of issues with his material life, or felt like, he had things that he really had to focus on, he could have looked at your connection as taking away from that. Okay. We have the Two of Pentacles. So this right here is, how did you impact him? You impacted him in a way where it caused him to feel like he couldn't do both. He couldn't keep himself grounded. He couldn't keep his own life, that he was going to lose himself if he connected himself with you, Divine Feminine. That's what I'm getting here. So it's like he really loved the support and the beautiful energy that you provided him. But at the same time, it's like it threatened his sense of self. It threatened who he was without you. So this movie is coming to my mind. It's Kama Sutra, A Tale of Love, beautiful movie. And this sculptor meets this girl, and he's totally enamored with her, and she's so beautiful, and he's like sculpting her and everything like that. And he always speaks about love and, deep love and all this other stuff. And so finally she opens herself up to it. And then he's like totally scared of it, and he can't work properly without her. So he breaks things off with her. So if you guys have a chance, definitely see that movie. It's beautiful, very sad and tragic, but it is a beautiful movie. And it just goes to show you that as much as he wanted it, he sabotaged it and turned away from it. And it was because of that ego. He felt like he couldn't do both things at the same time. He was going to lose himself, and he was going to lose his ability or his gift to create if he relied too much on her, and he didn't want that. So I don't know. That's just coming to my mind with this masculine. This masculine was afraid that he was not going to be the same without you or with you. It was confusing. The Two of Pentacles, very confusing. It went back and forth with this. Yeah, so he focused instead. And this is kind of interesting because you guys are coming through as counterparts twice here. Queen of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. Queen of Swords and King of Swords. I feel like this is saying something to us. Where you guys were at the time that you met in your lives, I just feel like what you were communicating versus what you were really wanting or what you were capable of were just two different things. You guys were not balanced within yourselves at all with your truth, who you were, and your thinking and your thoughts and where you were at in your worlds. Obviously, the connection was there. The passion was there. The emotions were there. But I feel like those two things, the swords energy, how you guys were thinking and seeing things or interpreting things, as well as where you guys were at in the physical world, that's almost like what didn't match up. The King of Pentacles can sometimes be somebody who is really focused on power. This is all earth energy. This is Capricorn. This is Taurus. This right here is earth. So your person is very much in that earth energy, right? And you came through as more in this watery energy, the emotion. So I feel like you, feminine, were very open to, you were very inspired emotionally. And this masculine, I feel like this devil energy was really ignited in him. And the reason, hold on, let me get rid of this. Sorry, there was something that was blocking my view of the reading. How you impacted your masculine is you triggered his ego. You triggered this shadow aspect of himself. You triggered this part of him where it's like he didn't want to change, or he felt like he was going to be trapped, or he felt like he was getting too sucked into this energy. So it was easier to let you go. It's not actually, it wasn't easy. I feel like it was hard to let you go, but it was better to say goodbye to you than lose himself. That's just where he was at. So you inspired him, I feel, to really work on this, right? And go the distance, right? But instead, I feel like he got in the ego and the obsessive thinking, and he just sabotaged it and said goodbye to it. That's what I'm seeing. So let's go ahead and we're going to explore a theme here. What top themes are significant to the soul contract? And because we're running out of time, what I'm going to do is we're just going to do one set, and then we're going to go into the extended. So what top themes? This is my cosmic contracts, the ties that bind up. What type, holy smokes, I can't talk. What top themes are significant to this soul contract? Let's get a top theme. Yeah, there it is. Boundaries. I will help you in taking a stand. And to me, that's really what that Queen of Swords is all about. The Queen of Swords is very powerful. She is in her power, and she says no when she means no, feminine. If this is something that you had an issue with, where you were not being honest, where you were not laying down boundaries, and you weren't, speaking your truth, this particular connection, right, it pushes you to get in touch with those boundaries. It does. So let's now go into my Divine Love Inspiration Counterpart Messages deck. Wow, dreams. Write down what you hear. It is me. This is beautiful. So the top theme is, and we've got that unicorn again. And earlier when we were talking about this particular connection, I believe that the unicorn was right there, or the carousel, kind of unicorn, Pegasus, if you will, is there. So this right here is a top theme of your connection. Is the fantasy feeling, is the dream, is the of what could be, getting caught up in this whirlwind, getting caught up in this fantasy dream of just this connection. So what it does is it really inspires you to want to be a certain type of person, or certain type of something. Maybe somebody that you've always wanted to become, but never had the guts or courage to be. So this kind of puts you into a power position of taking the bull by the horns of your life and doing everything that you've always been afraid of doing. So that's what I'm saying, is that this particular connection really inspires this change to go after your dreams. And then we have a Page of Cups, which is Pisces energy. It's very, very fantasy and very dreamy and artistic and romantic and all that. So And it could be about talents as well, because the Page of Cups is very artistic. So if you guys have some sort of a talent, this is both of you and your masculine. I feel like this particular connection, you may become a muse for each other. You're a muse in each other's creations. There's something where you take back your power, but yet you remember each other, and you use this connection as a source of inspiration, and you create out of your pain. You create out of your survival story. It says write down. Somebody could be actually writing lyrics. So a musician, somebody could actually be writing a book, writing a story or something. And so when you empower yourself, it's almost like you get introduced to your life purpose. So your life purpose comes to life through this connection. So I hope that makes sense with what is coming through so far. So anyways, you guys, if that sounds like your sort of story, let's go ahead and dive into the deeper messages over on the extended. We are going to go into some more top themes of your soul connection. Then we're going to see what is your person, so the divine masculine, so afraid of when it comes to facing you in this connection right now. Also, how do they see you and this connection in this current time? What is it that they want you to know from their heart to yours? And how likely is it that your person, your divine masculine, can make necessary changes in order to merge your timelines together? So I'll put that link down below where you guys can access that video. And thanks again so much for choosing to watch this reading. You guys take care. Bye-bye.